Hello, in this class, we will discuss how to organize qualitative data. A frequency distribution of a qualitative data is a list of the distinct values and their frequencies. Frequencies are also called counts. A relative frequency distribution of a qualitative data is a list of the distinct values and their relative frequencies. To calculate a relative frequency, we divide a frequency by the total number of observations. A relative frequency distribution is better than a frequency distribution when comparing two datasets. Let's look at an example. This table lists political party affiliations of the 40 students in a class. To get a frequency distribution, we first find all possible values. There are three possible values in the table, namely Democratic, Republican, and other. For each possible category, we simply count the number of students in that category. Here, Democratic contains 13 students, Republican contains 18 students, and other contains 9 students. Make sure to check that the sum of frequencies equals to the number of total students. Then, we may get relative frequencies. Because the total number of students is 40, we divide each frequency by 40. For example, for Democratic, the frequency is 13. 13 divided by 40 yields 0.325. Hence, the relative frequency for Democratic is 0.325. You may check the calculation of relative frequencies for the remaining categories. Notice that the sum of relative frequencies equals to 1. A graph presentation is always better than numbers. A pie chart is a disk divided into wedge-shaped pieces proportional to the relative frequencies of qualitative data. Look at the pie chart. We can see that the three slices corresponding to three categories, namely Democratic, Republican, and other. The relative frequency for Republican is larger because the slice in the pie chart is also larger. It is a common graph you may read in media or newspapers. A bar chart displays the distinct value of the qualitative data on a horizontal axis and the relative frequency or percent of those values on a vertical axis. According to what values are displayed on the vertical axis, we may have a frequency bar chart or a relative frequency bar chart. The graph here is a relative frequency bar chart. The three bars correspond to three categories. The height of the bar is proportional to the value of relative frequency. Both pie charts and bar charts are common to organize and summarize qualitative data. They present both all possible values and the corresponding relative frequencies. Which one to use in practice depends on your own preference. They simply present the same information via different format.